The Supermarine Spitfire is a British single-seat fighter aircraft that was used by the Royal Air Force and other Allied countries before, during and after World War II. There are many variants of the Spitfire builds, using several wing designs, and it was produced in greater numbers than any other British aircraft. It was also the only British fighter produced continuously throughout the war. The Spitfire continues to be popular among enthusiasts. Nearly 60 remain airworthy, and many are ecstatic exhibits in aviation museums throughout the world. The Spitfire was designed as a short-range, high-performance interceptor aircraft by R. J. Mitchell, chief designer at Supermarine Aviation Works, which operated as a part of the Vickers-Armstrong from 1928. Mitchell pushed the Spitfire's distinctive ring with cutting-edge sunken rivets to have the thinnest possible cross-section, helping give the aircraft a higher top speed than several contemporary fighters, including the very popular Hawker Hurricane. Mitchell continued to refine the design until his death in 1937, whereupon his colleague, Joseph Smith, took over as chief designer, overseeing the Spitfire's development through its multitude of variants. For example, the Spitfire was also adapted for service on aircraft carriers of the Royal Navy. In this role, they were renamed Supermarine Seafire. Further successive variants incorporated much-needed strengthening of the basic structure of the airframe and equipment changes, not just to survive the demanding maritime environment, but to also upgrade their power against the Luftwaffe. During the Battle of Britain from July to October 1940, the public perceived the Spitfire to be the main RAF fighter, though the more numerous Hurricane shouldered a greater proportion of the burden against the Luftwaffe. However, Spitfire units had a lower attrition rate and a higher victory-to-loss ratio than those flying Hurricanes, because of the Spitfire's higher performance. During the battle, Spitfires were generally tasked with engaging Luftwaffe fighters, mainly Messerschmitt Bf 109E series aircraft, which were a close match for them. After the Battle of Britain, the Spitfire superseded the Hurricane to become the backbone of the RAF Fighter Command, and it saw action in the European, Mediterranean, Pacific, and Southeast Asian theatres. It was very much loved by its pilots, and the Spitfire served in several roles, including interceptor, photo reconnaissance, fighter bomber, and trainer, and it continued to serve in these roles until the 1950s, where it was discontinued.